everybody. It's a Saturday morning. So wakey if you are still feeling a little bit, oh, I've got to get out of my bed and get going. Because it's 10:30 now and I'm slightly late, so apologies for that. It took a while to boot the laptop up, and kids and things. So apologies for not being here at the time that I said I was going to be here. But I am here now, and I am here to wake you up and tell you to get out of bed, get moving, get working on your Usborne business, and make today amazing. Because that's what life's about, really. It's not about just getting through it on a day-to-day surviving. I hate that word. Are you surviving or are you living? Because you want to be living every single day, and it's so easy, especially right now where we're locked in. We're different tiers, rules are changing all the time, and we feel like we're just surviving every single day to get people where they need to be, to get the work done, to get the washing done, to keep the house clean, to get dinner on the table. And it's so easy to fall in that bubble, but you need to make time to live as well. So Julie has very kindly asked me to come and share my story. I feel like the universe is telling me to share my story this week. I'm in the middle of writing the About Me part. Hi, Julie. For the planner, I'm putting planners together. So I'm in the middle of writing that. I'm in the middle of doing the About section for my blog. Head office have asked me to share a video of my story to go into a marketing campaign they're doing. And then Julie asked me to do this as well. Morning, Lucy. So yeah, I feel like it's sort of all about my story this week. So where to begin? So I'll begin by closing that pop-up that's just come up. So I'm Sarah Higgs. I'm an Usborne executive leader, and I joined Usborne 6 years ago on the 29th of September 2014. I was a mummy to 3 children, and I was trying to conceive my 4th. Yes, we own a TV. No, I'm not mental. Well, I am, but that's not really the point. I was one of those people not looking for a business. Didn't want a business. I'd run a business previously. I just closed that down about 6 months before, and I certainly didn't want to take anything else on. I was very adamant that I didn't want that. I just wanted some cheap books for my children. But, things progress, don't they? So despite me being adamant that's what I wanted, I then found out that we could work with schools, and I was part of the PTA. So I thought, I'd get my 6 orders done. I can work with schools. Then went to a company gala, and I posted a picture of the gala earlier. And that changed my mind. I'll be completely honest. I only went to that gala because I was then pregnant with my 4th. We conceived her 2 weeks after joining Usborne. And it was a night away. It was 15 minutes down the road from my house. And I quite fancied a bed on my own and not having to be woken up by children and not having to get up in the morning, and a nice dinner. And, I could put up with I like learning and self-development anyway. So I thought, this would be good. Julie's going, other people are going. It should be a good laugh, which it was. But it also opened my eyes to something else. It was listening to these people go up on stage time after time after time again. All these mummies just like me going up on stage, taking control of their life, having more money, more earnings. And I'll be honest, I was at a point in my life where we were living on my partner's wage. We're having to budget everything. We'd had a flat repossessed and had to go back into private renting. Money was really stretched. And here was me sat on an opportunity and doing nothing with it. And it sort of changed my mindset and changed my ideas with Usborne a little bit, watching all these people have this great success. And I came away with the message that, well, actually, the key step with this is to become a team leader. Everybody who has been up on that stage is pretty much a team leader. And for me, that was the minimum point that I wanted to get to. So I was like, do you know what? Okay, I'm going to come away and I'm going to give this a go. I used the word try. That's what I told myself. If I just try, what have I got to lose? I hate that word try now. And actually, when I said I was going to try, what I meant was I'm going to go all out and give it my all for a month and see where that takes me. I didn't just mean it in like, maybe I'll try that one day. I knew I wanted to do it there and then, and I was going to give it my all for that short amount of time. 3 weeks later, I got my promotion to team leader. It doesn't have to take long when you make that decision to go for it. You can have lots and lots of conversations quickly. I think sometimes we perceive it as a long slog, that it can't happen quickly. That's absolutely, I almost swore, not the case at all. You can have it really, really quickly in the matter of weeks. It just depends on how much you're willing to speak to people and how many conversations you are willing to have. So that was me. Woohoo! Team leader promotion. Nice number of recruits underneath me. Was going okay. Didn't realise that I had to keep recruiting. So 4 months later, I didn't qualify as team leader. I lost my gold membership, or it was elite back then. Got kicked out of not kicked out of the BDD. Didn't qualify for a business development program the next season, and got stuck as a team leader for 18 months. Then went to another gala in the January of 2016, and they launched the travel incentive again. I was gutted. The gala before, they launched travel incentive to Beijing, and I wasn't already a team leader, and I was so cross that nobody had told me that I needed to be a team leader to be able to get that travel incentive. So I was like, you know what? Why has no one told me that? I could have been going for that. Anyway, got to January, that gala, and they announced the travel incentive to Vegas, which is somewhere I'd always wanted to go. Really desperate to get to Vegas. My husband had no intention of going there whatsoever, couldn't stand the place, doesn't want to go there. I was never going to go as a family holiday or as a couple or any of that. This suddenly became my vehicle to go on a trip of a lifetime that I'd always wanted to go on, without it costing any money for me, without it being any, oh, I'm just going to Vegas on my own. It just was perfect, and it made me want to up my game. And I had no clue how I was going to do that. The how hadn't come into it, but I'd gone away and going, I want to go to Vegas. And I don't know who I thought I was to think that I could win a trip to Vegas. I was just a struggling team leader, struggling to qualify at the end of every month. Nothing amazing in this business. But I had a dream and I had a vision and I wanted to go there. So I decided that if I was going to make it happen, I had to aim for double what the qualification said. So I needed 2 team leaders a season. I needed double the volume, and I decided to just go for it. That year changed my life, not just my Usborne business. It changed my life and it changed who I am. I almost didn't make it. The first month, that January, I struggled so much to qualify. Nearly all the volume came down to me. I couldn't motivate my team, trying to get new people to join. They didn't join until the end of the month. And it just was a struggle. And I very nearly didn't think I was going to make it. Once I got that month out of the way, I decided if I've survived that month, I can do anything, and carried on going. So that resulted in me having a group leader promotion in the June, a divisional leader promotion in the August, and an executive leader promotion in the October. And it changed my income from a few £100s to a few thousand. In fact, where's my check? So it literally changed everything. We went from a team of 35 people to a team of 787 people. And within that, we had 60 leaders by the end of the year as well. It just changed my life. It made me become a leader, and a leader of leaders. And I had no idea how to do that. I've had to make mistakes, fail hundreds of times, muddle it my way through, get it wrong, upset people occasionally going through that, not intentionally. But I'm just a mum, and I didn't have any leadership experience, or I didn't know how to run a company. My business has now sold over £4 million of books. I had no idea how to run a business that has a turnover of multi-million pounds worth of products. I'm just me, and I'm still learning and still bumbling my way through. But it changed my life. So in the November of 2015, when I was at team leader struggling, I hit productivity and I had a really good paycheck of £697.24. That meant the world for me actually back then, because it was just before Christmas. It was money we hadn't budgeted to do our Christmas shopping with, and that actually paid for us to go to Butlins for a winter wonderland. And it was the first little holiday that I had paid for all 6 of us to go, and we stayed at in the hotel. So we had a nice room, and we did the premium dining, and we did the winter wonderland, and it was all paid for by me. So that just felt like I'd made it. I was so happy with that, so pleased with that. It was a massive extra chunk of money for us back then. But 12 months later, my paycheck for November was £7,334.33. And that wasn't even including my EL bonus. That was actual EL pay. And that was just in 12 months. You don't have to do it slowly if you don't want to do it slowly. You can do this business with speed. I've held that title of executive leader ever since. My income, that's obviously a Christmas income, which is tend to be higher. January and February tend to be a bit lower. But consistently it tends to be above £4,000, £5,000 per month. It's just a bit crazy because I'm just a mummy to 4 children. I'm a mummy who got kicked out of sixth form twice. I don't have a degree. I don't have skills or experience to step into a role like this and take it on. But I've been willing to learn, willing to grow, willing to listen, um, willing to attend, willing to make sacrifices, to get to events, to go to places, to attend trainings, to give trainings. There's been so many times when I've been absolutely shattered, exhausted, and yeah, I've still got up at, being there at 8 o'clock at night running training for people when actually all I wanted to do is go to bed. But it's that sacrifice and willing to keep going and keep doing it, even though you may not feel like it, that makes the difference. And I mean, I now have a life that I love. I get to get up every morning and go, what am I going to do today? Oh, I'm going to go for lunch with a friend, or I'm going to go for a horse riding lesson, or I'm going to go up and look after the pony that we have for my daughter, or I'm taking my children to their trampolining because they train heavily in that. And it's my life, how I want it. I've literally just flown back. I'm in quarantine at the moment because I've flown back from Amsterdam 2 weeks ago. So I get out of quarantine tomorrow night. Yes. And that trip was just sat with a friend down the pub and went, what are we going to do for my birthday? And we're like, oh, should we go to Amsterdam? Yeah, let's go to Amsterdam. So then we booked flights to Amsterdam while I sat at the pub. We then booked the hotel while we were down the pub, a nice 4-star hotel. He then upgraded our flights to business class for my birthday present as well, which is lovely. And we spent the whole weekend having dinners out and doing what we wanted. And there was no question of budget or what do we have to pay for, what, can I afford this, is this something we do. It's just I get to live my life. And then on Tuesday I'm off to Greece with my family for a holiday as well, to get some sunshine and make the most of half term. So it's a completely different life. 5 years ago, I'd never have dreamed of being able to do those things. Those things happened to someone else. They didn't happen to me. They happened to other people who had been born with privilege and had worked hard and got their degrees and been very sensible. But it's not, it can happen to all of us. It's just that determination to keep doing the work. And I love what I do, but don't get me wrong, there's days I don't want to do it, and I do it anyway because the outcome is better than the decision not to do it. So that is my journey with Usborne, really. I've won a few travel incentives. I got my trip to Vegas. I then went on to qualify for India, to Helsinki and St. Petersburg, then to Cuba. I haven't qualified to Bangkok this year. With COVID coming in and my priorities changed, I was more concerned about looking after the leaders I had rather than promoting out new leaders. So there was a sacrifice in there as well. And I've not done huge amounts of recruiting this year actually either. I've sacrificed that a little bit because I'm working on other stuff which will then go into next year. I feel like I'm playing the game very differently to a lot of people this year. I feel like a lot of people are going, brilliant, we can get recruits in off the back of this excitement and what's going on in the world, which you absolutely should be doing. I feel like I'm playing a game of chess and I'm positioning myself for when things may quieten down a little bit and getting other things in place for that. But thank you, Julie, for having me on today. I hope that has helped. Guys, it doesn't matter who you are, what your circumstances are, what your background is, how much or how little time you believe you have to put into this business. It's all about the belief in yourself, knowing that you can do it and being prepared to do it no matter what comes in your way. So have an amazing day. Go out there today, have those conversations with people. It starts with bringing people into your team. 80% of this should be recruiting, 20% should be selling. That is how it always should be. Have an amazing day, guys. I'm going to go off and do some more videos and some writing and lots more Usborne stuff as well. And I will catch up with you soon. Mwah. Love you. Bye bye.